Hi everyone, this is Gera. Here are my 5 things that I don't like about living in Austria. First one, dun 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 dun, bureaucracy.
Oh, yeah.
Bureaucracy. Austria loves paperwork, loves it so much. Forms, stamps, appointments, deadlines, letters that arrive by post. It's all about Austria. Even some very simple things can take weeks to process, and sometimes it feels like it's not about the outcome, but about the process. But I don't want to be a hater. I live here for 10 years and I accepted this. If you survive Austrian bureaucracy, then nothing can kill you. You learn patience here. And this is probably what the Austrian bureaucracy teaches you, is the patience. So prepare for a lot of paperwork and bureaucracy and some slow processes, and I'm already used to it. Number 2, high taxes. Surprise, surprise! Austria is expensive, and not just in rents and groceries. Taxes and social contributions take a serious bite out of your income. And if you are ambitious, self-employed, or thinking long-term wealth building, it can feel heavy. Sometimes it feels suffocating even. And of course, I'm talking from my own experience. You work hard, you try to earn more, and in the end, a large chunk disappears before you even can touch it. Because stability in Austria has its own price, and Austria charges it monthly. But don't worry, all your taxes are going into healthcare, infrastructure, security, pension, and to be honest, you do see the results. Number 3, waiting lists, especially for doctors. Healthcare in Austria is good. Healthcare in Austria is also slow. Getting a specialist appointment, for example, doctor appointment, sometimes takes weeks, sometimes it takes months, unless you go private. And I heard that the problem is because of the resources, and a lot of doctors complain themselves that they just cannot accept all the patients in the right time. And I guess that's a huge gap in the Austrian health system. I understand that the healthcare in Austria is overall very good. But again, nothing is perfect, and sometimes some systems have its own flaws. And in this case, I just want you to be prepared that in Austria you have to wait for your appointment, especially if you want to go with your health insurance. But of course, it's not really applied for emergency cases. There are emergency offices, ambulances, where they will accept you if the case is urgent. So yeah, waiting lists are a thing here. Sorry. Number 4, and I called it social distance and closed circles. Austrians are very polite. They are very respectful. They respect your boundaries, and they are very correct. But emotionally, they keep distance. And you can see it as a good thing, but you can also see it as a bad thing. I guess it depends on your culture, it depends on your character. Maybe for some introverts, it's even nicer. For people who are socially very open, extroverted, and especially if they are new in Austria, they want to build friendship cycles, they want to have friends, it can be hard. And again, this is all based on my experience, all right? Let's keep this in mind. And this is my observation. This is what I noticed, that Austrian social circles, they are formed from very early days. They are formed early and they tend to stay closed. For example, what I noticed, a lot of Austrians, they have like school friends or even kindergarten friends, and they remained friends for years, and they have a close cycle, which is also closed, and they tend to keep it this way, and they like it this way. It's really hard to get into that circle. But again, this is my experience. Maybe I'm lucky. Maybe I am this lucky that I never got into those circles. But trust me, in 10 years, I don't really feel like it's my problem because I'm kind of very extroverted and socially open person. I just realized that it's just something that I have to accept and go with, and this is also okay. I respect that. Because as an immigrant, as someone who has no family, who has no friends, who left everything behind, it does feel personal sometimes. But no, Austrians are just the way they are. They have their own circles. Just accept it. Don't try too hard. Of course, it's very individual. Some Austrians are open and are different than the majority. And you might have Austrian best friends and close friends. If you're new to Austria and you feel something is just not really working out socially, it's okay. It's nothing personal. It's just part of the game. And number 5, and this makes me laugh, supermarkets, shops, malls, everything is closed on Sundays. It's a little bit inconvenient in the beginning when you're not used to it. Austria also doesn't really have those 24/7 stores. This complicates your life if you're not used to it. I myself, I am used to it already. In 10 years, you get used to it. You have no other choice. I think about it in advance when I do the groceries, so I don't end up being like alone with no food on a Sunday and I have nothing to cook. It is a point that I don't like about Austria, but at the same time, it's something that I adapted myself to already. I cannot really even complain about it. There are some exceptions, of course. There are some supermarkets that are open on Sundays, for example, Billa on Praterstern or Spar by the Maria Hilferstrasse. They are open on Sundays, but be prepared for a mayhem. Because these supermarkets are popular for those who, just as you, forgot to do groceries during the week or on Saturday. And yes, this applies for the whole country. As far as I know, everything is closed on Sundays everywhere. Especially the further you are from Vienna, the more things are closed. With a little bit open-mindedness and readiness to adapt, you just get used to it. So it's not so bad. These were my 5 things that I don't like about living in Austria. None of these things are deal breakers for me, of course, because I live here and I really like it here. After 10 years, I don't expect perfection and I don't believe in perfection. And honestly, the flaws might be real, but so are the reasons why I stay in Austria. As I said, I don't want to be a hater and I am not. I actually love living in Austria and I adapted myself to make my life in Austria very comfortable. I really love Austria. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found insightful, and I'm gonna see you in my next one.